basically a picture book. There's so many cool, like, okay. Oh, what's it? There's stones in the sky, and many more. Like, I don't know. This one's cool. It has so much. It has like old art in it and new art and you know. Oh, is this allowed? I think so. Look, it's censored. It's cool. Yeah, it's like it has many. It has new art and poetry, and it gives you a brief history of how this evolved, or you know what we know about it. I mean, in that regard, it's pretty brief and compact, but it has so much inspiring art in it. I think it's really beautiful. And I was always kind of trepidatious about that subject because, you know, when you say astrology, you think immediately to these little, like, you know, in newspapers or things, you get these little blips like every day. Oh, hey, if you're a Sagittarius, today is your day, man. You know, go out and find your true love, or whatever. It's like very, you know, it's so bad. It's just so bad, and it has nothing or almost nothing to do with, you know, what this really, where all this came from. And this is where this ties into the birthday thing. Oh my god, it's so heavy actually. It's probably bad for tapping because I'm gonna get tired. Oh, that's good. That's good, I can. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah, I think that's very interesting. I thought, you know, I resonated with that once because in a time where I was like, you know, going through puberty, basically. Puberty. That's how you say it. And I was, or maybe, you know, a little later, you know, when I was 16, I think, you know, like a long time ago. And yeah, I somehow resonated, or I looked stuff up, you know, because I was in love and I needed guidance. And you know, in some regards, I actually got it. It was pretty crazy. Like I found these sort of summarizations of star signs, you know, and they said, they went out of their way to say, you know, this is very crude, this is of course more complicated, and there are more factors playing into it, and you know, there's actually a second star sign attached to your star sign, depending on the time of the day you were, and the constellations, and like, you know, very complicated stuff. And but I have to say, it's oddly relatable. Like the description of my star sign was oddly relatable. I don't know if I should give it away, if that's too... Well, whatever. You might have guessed it. I'm a Sagittarius, you know. So that means that I'm very intelligent. I'm just kidding. That's not what it means. I mean, that it... You know, whatever. Actually, we can look and see, because it summarizes that. We can look it up. Let's look at where is it? Gemini. Gemini also has some. I mean, look at that stuff. That's so cool. That's so cool. Or this. Oh my god. Wow, that's so cool. If you're a Gemini, I hope that speaks to you, or, you know, whatever. But let's see, it's gonna take a while. It's a big book. Hang in there, Virgo, Libra. Oh, here it is. Where? Yeah, Sagittarius, okay. So, astrology positive. Okay, that's like, and then there's I'm not gonna read this, but it goes in depth a bit more. Anyway, even what this little bit tells me that, like tin and fire, you know what tells you? I mean, tin is probably the easiest metal to form, right? And you can make like really beautiful stuff out of it, but it's so easy to and that's I resonate with that a lot. I like to change a lot. I like to, you know, make little adjustments and not be too you know, too stiff in my thinking, you know, not too you know, resistant to change, you know. So that makes sense. And the duality part was kind of, you know, that stuff. Back then I looked this up, like what star sign goes with what star sign. Actually, to just cut the story short, there are no real rules, but they are like every coupling has a certain effect, like an alchemical, you know, like different sparks fly when you combine the two. And yeah, I thought that the description of that coupling made a lot of sense with how I felt with that person when I was together with that person, you know. Anyway, in the end, a beautiful friendship grew out of it, you know. So I was, yeah, I don't, and every time I speak to that person, it still feels like this, you know, this polarity thing, like, man, this person is sort of like the mirror of myself in a way. It's like really interesting that it's also in here, you know, which again, probably I mean, it speaks to some sort of knowledge, some sort of understanding of, again, consciousness and the universe, that we kind of, I think we laugh at that stuff too quickly, you know, because of course, you know, there are charlatans and stuff and people that, you know, like those newspaper snippets that tell you, you know, you're gonna do, today is the day to ask for a raise and stuff like that. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you shouldn't dismiss the whole subject because of it. Because I found that astrology, at least how I see it, gave me a pretty cool sense of what my nature is coming from, you know. It's not so much for me, it's not so much about it's not so much about fate, let's say, than it is about, you're this kind of animal, you know, you're of course you're not gonna climb onto trees, you're a fish, you idiot, you know, you're gonna swim, you have to swim in the oceans, along those lines, you know, you catch my drift, you know. And I think for that it was weirdly helpful. Yeah, and I just, if you don't resonate with it, you just leave it, you know. You don't have to. Yeah, again, these things are whatever floats your boat, man, you know. So, but in either way, I think if you're an artist, stuff like that, I mean, look at that, I dreamt about this when after I first saw it, you know. Like, it's inspiring, it definitely is inspiring. And there's rich history behind it, you know. So it's not just a bunch of idiots came up with an idiotic system and somehow it caught on, you know. Like, it has deep roots, a lot of this stuff does. Just like tarot, you know. I'm gonna get into that as well, because that has an interesting, it works in interesting ways, you know, like similar to, if you, well, I'm gonna get into it when the subject arises. But yeah, I just thought about that with the birthday things, you know. So, I don't know, they're both kind of shorter videos, maybe I'm gonna splice them together after all. Or maybe not, who cares? I mean, you know, I'm not this type. I'm so annoyed when I see like people cut off thoughts because it reaches a certain time thing, and I didn't do that actually, but it's sometimes it seems like it because I would jump into another subject. Maybe I should. I don't know if I should allow myself to do that, and then it's just a half an hour video, or yeah, I don't know yet. I'm gonna decide later. But yeah, that's